Hello, and welcome back to Chef's Curiosity. Guess what? Time for burgers again. Most specifically, a burger that's a bit of a blast from the past for me. It's got onions, mushrooms, Swiss, just simple greatness. Let's get it started. Let's start by preheating a pan to about a little less than medium high. You want it hot, but not too hot because you'll burn the mushrooms. All right, when you see some wisps of smoke start on the pan, add a little bit of oil, a pat of butter, let that melt around, and then go in with, I'd say about half of the mushrooms you sliced. Which was 4 creminis, by the way. Now, you don't want to overcrowd the pan as it will just start steaming Also, unlike with onions, you don't want to salt these right away because they'll let all their moisture out and they won't brown. Just let them saute brown for a little bit until they get brown. So when you see those start to brown a bit, go ahead in with a little bit of garlic powder because real garlic's just gonna burn. And sweep them out to the edge, very edge of the pan. Go back in the center with a little bit more oil, then just back in the center with the other half of your mushrooms. Let those saute around until they get brown. All right, when the mushrooms take on a pretty deep brown color, doesn't have to be too dark, but a little bit dark's fine, just not burnt. Get them out of the pan, into a little bowl or something. And don't worry about any bits that are left behind. The onions will take care of that. While we're on the subject of onions, another pat of butter, another little bit of olive oil, and those onions, you slice about a half an onion down into the pan. And these you definitely want to salt right away. Adjust the heat as needed, and then just let these gradually brown. All right, and once the onions look about like this, it's pretty brown, honestly. Give them a little splash of white wine. Let that cook down, honestly, almost to like a jammy consistency. Shouldn't take long, because it was only a little splash. Once you see it looking kind of syrupy, just turn the heat off. Get the onions out of the pan. Just put them in a bowl and set them to the side for a moment while we make our burger patties. What you want to do is head to the butcher counter at your local grocery store and ask for 80/20. I personally like Chuck. Grab your friendly neighborhood kitchen scale, set it to ounces, and we're looking for 6. Well, the place used to do 8-ounce burgers, but I'm not gonna eat all that. So 6 is fine. I would say 4, but you want this a little bit bigger than the brioche buns we're gonna be using. So 6. Form it into a rough ball. It doesn't have to be too cute. We want relatively thick burgers. So place your proto meatball in the middle of a piece of parchment paper. Another piece of parchment paper, and what I like to use, any old thing, but this just helps me see how big it is. So, smash down with, you can use a pie pan, honestly you can use another skillet, but this just seems to work best for me. And smash it till it's a bit bigger than the burger bun. How can you tell that? Well, the reason I use something see-through is I can tell how much bigger it is than the bun. Looks about like this. This is pretty good. Just protruding a little bit from the outside of the buns. That way the first bite's all about that burger. All right, let's cook this thing up. You see a few wisps of smoke come across the pan. Big old patty, so you want a kind of a generous bit of salt, and then right down in the center of the pan, which is the hottest part. And that's what you want to hear. Season the other side a little bit, and then pop on one of these. Unless you like cleaning every surface in your kitchen just because you wanted a burger real quick. Your choice, but I'm gonna use one. Go for about 4 minutes on that side. All right, after about 4 minutes, you're gonna start smelling it. And I bet she's ready for, oh, look at that. Let it go for about another 2.5, 3 minutes. Then we're gonna cheese and top it. Finish this thing up. All right, when you're pretty sure it's done, take our Swiss cheese or Gruyere, Emmental, whatever you can find. Turn the heat nearly off at this point, by the way. Get some of those caramelized onions on top of there. Plenty of those mushrooms. Turn the heat completely off, and then just add a couple of small ice chips. Then add a lid. That'll steam the cheese to a perfect melt. Toast the bun, I just like a nice soft brioche bun, honestly. Bottom bun. A little bit of mayo to hold it steady. The burger itself. Now, depending on how you feel about it, I don't mind though. A little bit of steak sauce. I guess if you had to ask me, this would be the equivalent of like an A1, or for my UK viewers, an H&P. Tiny little bit more mayo on the top bun, mostly just because that's how I remember it. All right, then you have a monster, or a burger. All right, let's give this thing a go. Now, best practices on how to approach this thing? I don't know, just unhinge your jaw. Lean over wherever you're at. This is called the Philly lean, but that's for another video. Arms out so nothing gets on you at all. Lean forward and then take a bite. Not only is it pretty much exactly how I remember it, it's better. Maybe it's just because I made it, but man, something about the combination of onions and mushrooms. You add that like kind of bitter Swiss with the tangy steak sauce in there. Well, this has been pretty good. A little trip down memory lane again. Thanks for joining me. Join us next time when we use our curiosity to travel to Chicago. See you then. Stay curious.